Welcome again, this is Pastor Dan, along with my partner Andres Maldonado. And we're finishing up a series for the new year on what we've learned from last year. And I'm just going to share one that I've been kind of mulling over, and I've begun to preach the last few weeks. I call it the God of halfway. Here's what I'm thinking. We were in Vietnam over Thanksgiving. It was the first time I've been gone, and I think all my life, away from my family for Thanksgiving. But that's when they wanted us, and we had a little crusade in Ho Chi Minh City. It used to be called Saigon. And did some pastors' meetings, just a fun time. Here we are in a country that is socialist, communist, whatever you want to call it. But there's a lot of capitalism for sure. But I love Vietnam. I love it. But they're not a Christian country. It's a very small percent are followers of Jesus, 1 or 2%. But Christmas was everywhere. Everywhere we went, there was a Christmas tree. In our hotel, there's a Christmas tree. There's a Buddha shrine right there. But as you walked in the room, here's a Christmas tree. Every restaurant decorated for Christmas. All the big businesses downtown decorated it up to the hilt, as if we were here. Christmas. They don't believe in Jesus. They're not celebrating Jesus' birth or the manger or the story of Jesus. They don't believe. They don't know about any of that. But they've got this idea of Christmas and presents and fun and red and Santa Claus outfits and buying presents for each other. And the malls want you to buy things from them. And Christmas is in Vietnam and Thailand and all over the world. And we can get upset over that to say, don't you take our day and make it secular, make it commercial, make it capitalist. Don't use it for your own ends. If you don't worship Jesus, then don't worship the day. But no, God can use that. If people go from nothing and now they come at least where they like giving, that's good. They like having your family get together, that's good. If you like having happy times and singing and people getting together, that's good. He said, I'll take you halfway. After that, maybe there will be a time when we can add the rest of it and get to the gospel story. And you'll already be halfway. You'll already be sensitized. You already love some of these things. You don't know the reason for them, what's behind it. And someday they will add Jesus. God is willing to go halfway. God is willing to take people where they are and move them in small steps. That's who God is. Marvin Moore has been the editor for Signs of the Times for many years, good friend of mine. And he wrote in a book somewhere that God is stringing Christmas lights. He's putting people in certain places. He's getting people to start liking Christmas in Vietnam. He is beginning to move and get things going. Maybe he is burying some of his ideas in movies that you can't imagine that God would want to use that movie. There are things in that movie that don't honor God at all, but there's some truth buried in there. And someday God will switch the lights on and the Christmas lights will, but he's burying it in movies or in songs or in artwork or whatever else. And we say, God, you shouldn't do that. If it's not all righteous, then you can't use it. But God does use it. He puts pagan poets into the Bible. Paul would go and quote pagan poets and use that to get people halfway. Show how these ideas had merit. And then go the rest of the way. He doesn't even mention Jesus when he preaches on Mars Hill. Come on, Paul. Don't forget Jesus. Taking people halfway. Charles Dickens was sad that Christmas was being lost. And so he says, I'm going to write a book, which now has been a dozen movies, whatever. And he's going to try to make people feel good about Christmas again, care about the poor, show you how terrible it is to be a miser, to be a hoarder, to be someone who's insensitive to others. Show how special it is to have this day of happiness and joy and family and giving and serving others. And how you can change if you realize where your life might be going. He never mentions Jesus. And he told a Christian pastor, I'll get them here. I'll get them to love the teachings of Jesus. I'll get them to love this truth about Jesus. You take it to the rest of the way and bring them Jesus, the God of halfway. And he turned Christmas around with that book and that movie. And now Christmas is all over the world. And the word Christ is in there. And someday God will switch the lights on. And people say, is that what this is all about? The amazing God of halfway. God uses us. We are halfway. And God is willing to say, I'll put my words in your mouth. I'll use you. We're halfway. We're not all the way. We want God to do it. The church is not all the way. Church is only halfway. God uses churches, people, church leaders, and he uses Christmas in Vietnam. And I'm thankful for a God who is so anxious to get his truth everywhere that he'll put little pieces of it anywhere, stringing Christmas lights. Someday he's going to turn on the power. God bless you. We'll see you next month for a new series. See you next time. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.